All right, in lesson 11, you're going to see that we're doing a lot of what we were doing in lesson 10. In fact, it even has the same title, Angle Problems and Solving Equations. So this is just more practice on those angle relationships that we learned in lesson 10. So make sure you refer back to that. Let's jump right in to doing some examples. Describe the angle relationship in the diagram. We want to write an equation and then solve for x.
Hello everyone, my name is Jack Mussing, and today my mom's gonna do opening exercise.
Yes,
And
I am.
I don't know if this is gonna be a hidden stick command, but I am planning on to do a workout channel where she teaches you how to get fit and strong.
You've got lots of ideas. All right, go play, Jack. All right, so back to our angle relationship here. We want to write an equation and then solve for x. So if I look at this angle relationship, and the same thing as I did in the last video, is I'm always looking for straight lines, that intersecting lines. And there's really, they all meet at a point. So I want you to think of it as this angle plus this angle plus this angle. All three of those angles, when you fit them together, they form a straight line. And a straight line, the degree measure of a straight line is 180 degrees. Okay, so angle relationship is, we're just going to say angles, or you can use the symbols on a line. Okay, angles on a line add to 180 degrees. Okay, and that's the angle relationship we're going to use to solve this. So basically, we just add them all up. X degrees plus, please remember, if you didn't know or just memorize it now, when you see that little box in the corner, that means 90 degrees. Okay, so plus 90 degrees plus 14 degrees equals 180 degrees. And then we simplify and solve. These are like terms, so I'm going to add 90 plus 14 together to get 104. All right, now we're just solving this one-step equation. So I'm solving for x. Order of operation backwards says I'm going to do whatever's adding on or subtracting, whatever. That's what I'm getting rid of first. So since we're adding 104 here, I'm going to do the inverse or the opposite, and I'm going to subtract 104. I'm going to undo the addition with subtraction. I'm going to bring down my x. I'm going to double check here that these add to 0, because if they add to 0, they go away. And remember, if this is true to begin with, as long as whatever we do to one side we do the other, we still get a true statement. And if I take 108 and I subtract 104, or I think of it as 108 plus a negative 104, we get 76. Okay? As always, make sure you're answering the question being asked. Well, we are solving for x. We did that. Okay? So if I want to think of it in degrees, x degrees right here equals 76 degrees. And again, the more we do the stuff, the easier it gets. So hopefully we'll see that the more we do this, since it's just like the problems in the last lesson, that it starts just kind of clicking what we see. All right, now this one tells us that angle CD and angle EF are intersecting lines. Remember, I look for intersecting lines. Okay, get a marker or highlighter. And if there's any long lines that we can point out, it's going to help us. Angles around a line or on a line. It's also going to help us for this one right here. Notice this angle and this angle are opposite each other. Okay. Again, I'll make it maybe a little thicker here. These lines right here, if they're intersecting, the ones across from each other are called vertical angles. Okay, vertical angles. Probably shouldn't have that apostrophe there. Vertical angles have the same measure. Okay, again, this is all coming from lesson 10. So what does that mean? It means this angle equals this angle. These two parts here added together, if we take y and 51, if we add those together to make this whole angle, it has to equal the one across from it, which is 147. Now we just solve it. We're solving for y, so I have to get rid of this 51. It's a positive 51 or plus 51, so I do the opposite. I subtract it. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. And I have y. These are opposites. They add to 0. equals, and this works out to be 96. Okay, so this part right here is really important, guys. We want to practice writing equations because that's what this whole like topic's on, right? And then solve for y. Did we do that? Sure. Y degrees is actually 96 degrees. Okay, so what we're doing in lesson 11 here, it's still on angle problem solving equations, is we're combining angle relationships and using writing and solving equations to solve those. So we really can practice both.